How would you assess the situation in Nagorno-Karabakh conflict?
At least after the military confrontation in April, we've seen some positive developments. The presidents of two countries have met twice already. They expressed their wish to go further in finding a comprehensive solution. The first steps are to increase the presence of OSCE there. Of course, it's important now on our side, because that's my responsibility to deal with the parliamentary dimension of these conflict resolution efforts. On our side, we need to increase the dialogue and coordination between parliamentarians from Armenia and Azerbaijan, and together to try and find maybe a better atmosphere to allow presidents to find their compromises. If we do not use now this momentum that has been created after the clashes in April, we may find ourselves again in a situation where the tension will further increase and we may face the same, I think, in a few months. So I really believe that seems to be also the wish of both presidents to really this time go further and try to find this solution. On our side, on parliamentary assembly side, we do our best in coordination with the executive power, of course, with foreign ministers, with presidents, to help this process. And I am very thankful to both Armenian and Azeri delegation for their constructive approach so far and for their support for my efforts.
But from your point of view, is the Azerbaijani side approach, this approach constructive? Because the president, Ilham Aliyev, refused to set the investigative mechanisms on the contact line.
Well, I believe that this investigative mechanism should be put in place. Because that will clarify and remove part of the tensions between the two countries, accusing each other who is responsible for one or another violation of the ceasefire. That's why I think such a mechanism, if effective, can remove, as I said, one of the issues of controversies between the two countries. From that point of view, I believe that the pressure will continue, and my personal feeling is that President Aliyev is not so much against the mechanism as a mechanism. He doubts that this will be an effective tool. But we'll continue to ask him to agree on that, and I believe that such a mechanism will be installed. But that is again one small step, but sometimes big issues start with small steps. So I hope that such issues will pave a way for bigger decisions in the near future.
And what should be done to prevent violations towards the peaceful population? Because in April there were awful crimes against peaceful population. Elderly people were killed. Their ears were cut, and even recently there is an information that our soldier, the head of our soldier, was cut when he is alive.
Yeah, of course, this is worrying information, and I think if we have a normal investigative mechanism plus some other elements, will have the opportunity. I mean, OSCE, the international community, to be able to look in more details into such cases. I can tell you that I've raised this issue with the President Aliyev, and he's of course aware that such type of crimes will definitely not speak in favor of the Azerbaijani case on Nagorno-Karabakh. As I understand also, some media reports were a bit exaggerated, let's say, at least according to the Azeri side, and that such type of behavior was not definitely not encouraged, the other way around. But of course, we need to, now our effort should be to stop any violence on the borderline, and we should try to prevent any serious events of that kind in the future. Ceasefire should be respected from both sides, and I believe that now we have a relatively calm situation. This is very important in order to give the possibility for the political dialogue on these issues. And I hope that this current ceasefire will continue to be respected until we can find this more comprehensive solution to the conflict.
Don't you think that this kind of behavior is characteristic for the terrorist groups like Islamic State?
Well, I cannot make such comparisons because, as I said, every case of that kind should be investigated so that we know more about that. But the problem is that whenever we have war, there are victims, there are people's lives destroyed. I mean, this is something that we should definitely avoid. There should be, and I expect that on the basis of this case that you mentioned, there should be a clear policy in Azerbaijan that is actually making clear through media, through political statements, that such kind of behavior is not acceptable, should not be allowed, and should never be repeated. That it would give us certain assurances that there is understanding on the Azeri side that this is something that is damaging the image of the country and is damaging their own position from the point of view of the negotiations that are taking place.